Lumalala ang mga tensyon dyan sa West Philippine Sea and South China Sea at lalong umiinit yung so-called Cold War between US and China. Just this week, ang China po ay nag-launch ng so-called carrier killer missiles into the South China Sea as a warning to the United States. In fact, now China is conducting a near simultaneous four-region or four waters naval drills. From the Yellow Sea and Bohai Sea in the north to the East China Sea and all the way down to the South China Sea, where it is conducting actually two sets of exercises off the coast of Guangdong and Hainan. So nagpapakitang gilas po ang China and flexing a little bit its muscles laban sa Amerika. Ang Amerika naman po ay nag-impose ng sanctions laban sa mga Chinese individuals or entities na involved doon sa mga illegal reclamation activities within the West Philippine Sea and South China Sea. Of course, kasama dyan yung Panganiban Reef or Mischief Reef, which is claimed by the Philippines. And in the face of growing Chinese muscle flexing and naval drills and carrier killer missile tests dyan in the West Philippine Sea, ay naman sa US Defense Secretary Mark Esper, they won't cede an inch in face of growing Chinese muscle flexing and naval drills across its waters, including Taiwan Straits and the South China Sea. So ang tanong here is, anong dapat stance natin dito? Dapat ba pakinggan natin si Pangulong Duterte, who calls China his friend? Or should we stand with our ally, century-old strategic partner, the United States, which is challenging China's expansive claims and reclamation activities in the South China Sea? On one hand, sinasabi ni Pangulong Duterte na China ang friend natin. He's relying on them for vaccines and all sorts of help, including major investments that are yet to come true. Samantala, ang sinasabi naman ng top officials ng government niya, including Foreign Affairs Secretary Teodoro Boy Locsin, US will help us kung sakaling binuli tayo ng China. So ano ba talaga? Well, ang position ni Pangulong Duterte is that if we resist China, magkakaroon ng gyera. Katulad ng sinabi niya in his latest State of the Nation address or SONA, katulad ng sinabi niya, inutil daw siya or is useless when it comes to standing up to China dahil hopeless naman yung labanan dyan. Or that's what he claims. At the same time, the President has made it clear that China ang tutulong sa atin pagdating sa vaccines in addition to, of course, his other friend, Russia. At the same time, parang iba ang inip ng hangin when you listen to top officials of the government. In a recent interview, ito yung sinabi ni Foreign Affairs Secretary Teddy Boy Locsin Jr. There is no kowtowing to China. Unless something happens, as I said before, that is beyond incursion, in fact is an attack on, say, a Philippine vessel, in which case, then I call upon Washington, D.C. Matagal na sinasabi ni Pangulong Duterte na hindi naman reliable ang US, kaya let's make friends with China at, well, inutil daw siya. When it comes to the United States, let's not forget that there has been a dramatic shift in their policy towards China, particularly under President Trump. In fact, last year during his visit to Philippines in March, ito yung sinabi ni Mike Pompeo, the Secretary of State of the United States. As the South China Sea is part of the Pacific, any armed attack on any Philippine forces, aircraft, or public vessels in the South China Sea will trigger mutual defense obligations under Article 4 of our Mutual Defense Treaty. As the US Secretary of State said it, we have your back. And in July, nag-release ng statement again si Secretary of State Mike Pompeo kung saan he emphasized that more or less, the United States backs Philippines' claims over Second Thomas Shoal, Mischief Reef, if not the Scarborough Shoal and other Calayan group of islands na isla na hawak ng ating gobyerno. So here we are, for the very first time in decades, the United States making it very clear na pag inatake yung ating aircraft or personnel or vessels dyan sa West Philippine Sea and South China Sea, mag-a-apply ang Mutual Defense Treaty. And also for the first time in recent memory, you also have a top Philippine official saying na tatawagan ng Amerika and ma-apply yung Mutual Defense Treaty in an event of conflict with China dyan sa West Philippine Sea. And Secretary Teodoro Boy Locsin Jr. is not alone. Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana also over the years has made it clear that hindi siya sang-ayon sa bullying ng China and that China has to comply with international law, including and especially yung ating arbitration award in 2016 which invalidated China's 9-dash line and historic rights claim. Imagination lang daw ng China na they claim those area, although President Duterte said that they're already in possession. Ayon sa Navy Chief Vice Admiral Giovanni Carlo Bacordo, the way I analyze it in our disputes in the area, the first one to fire the shot becomes the loser. They, meaning China, will do everything for us to take the aggressive action. So ang sinasabi ng ating naval chief is that China is trying to provoke us perhaps into what experts call short, sharp wars to impose their will on us because they have a military that is superior to ours. But as Foreign Secretary Teddy Boy Locsin, among others, have pointed out, we are not alone and we can call upon the United States to help us. So at the end of the day, sino bang talaga ang kaibigan natin? Should we listen to President Duterte, who calls China his friend? Or should we listen to other top officials of the government who deal with matters of foreign affairs and defense policy, who say that US is a very important ally that we can call upon in times of crisis with China? Of course, at the end of the day, we have to defend our own national interest, Philippine interests first. But in the fight between US and China, and in the disputes in the West Philippine Sea, alam natin siguro sino bang talagang kalaban at sino ba talaga ang ating aliado. Ako po si Richard Hidarion. Stand with us, stand for truth.